Kia ora koutou, Markie here. Whoops. Just a quickie because I'm losing my voice already because I've shot a few videos today beforehand. I want to just do a quick review of this because I just read it. A little bit late to the party. I usually am. That's why I call my review series Markie's Late Reviews, or Early's Late Reviews, because that's my surname is Early, so I'll call it Early's Late Reviews. So I have talked about this gentleman, this author, before on my channel, and it was a video where I can't remember the details of this, but a 7-day book review challenge, and I had to do 7 books. So check out the playlist for that if you want to know what the other 6 were. Although actually I think I cheated a bit. I just did the whole series. So Stephen Leather writes a lot. He's very prolific. I think he's more famous for another series that he does, which is, I think, characters called Spider something. I think it's like a Special Forces thing. I've never actually read that. I've read this one. I've got into the Jack Nightingale series because it's all occult stuff. And I looked him up. Funny enough, I was looking on Wikipedia. I was going down a Wikipedia rabbit hole, like you do, and I was looking at a satanic order called the Order of Nine Angles, and it said that Stephen Leather uses them as the villains in his book series. So I looked him up and thought, oh, it sounds good. So I think he says his stuff is inspired by Constantine. Is it Constantine or Constantine? I never know which I really enjoy. And what was the other thing that inspired him? I can't remember. It's something else I enjoy. So really, it's kind of like a bit like crime writing, really. They're thrillers, they're horror. And he's really good at plot twists and clever plots, twists and turns. So Jack Nightingale and the series of books, I'm not sure how many he's in the series. Let's Google him quickly. Jack. Stupid. There's nothing wrong with the computer, but it's how I've got it set up. So whenever I search for something, it doesn't let me do it, and then I have to do it again. So he's a private detective, ex-police. Jack Knight, not Jack Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Nightingale, books in order. So Nightfall, Midnight Nightmare, Nightshade, Last Night, San Francisco Night, New York Night, Tennessee Night, New Orleans Night. So I've read all. I read that. Rio Grande Night. I think I've done. I need to double check whether I've read Las Vegas Night. I think I have. A New Orleans Night. I'm pretty sure I've read Tennessee Night. So I think I'm up to speed on them all. So yeah, Jolly Adventure Yarns. I did a video on them before, talking about how I think they're very autistic friendly. And I'll probably talk about that some more as well in another video, but I won't go into that now. Check out my video on that. So I recommend them. I have to say though, I'm a little bit disappointed with this one. Or maybe I'm a more sophisticated reader since I last read a novel, because I've started to. I dabbled with writing a novel. I actually wrote the first chapter, and I've been studying a lot of stuff on novel writing and the craft of it, and what's good and what's bad and how to do it, which has been useful really. It makes me appreciate things more. It's a bloody hard thing to do, write a novel. So I don't want to criticize really. So don't want to look at that screen anymore. We want to look at the novel. So I think what I didn't like about it was it felt like it was the 80% of the book, I would say, was set up, and 20% was payoff. which you might say, well, what's wrong with that? But it felt like not really much was happening until the very end. It was moving slowly. I don't mind. I like slow books, actually. If they're full of atmosphere, I like a slow book or a slow movie. But it felt like not much was really happening, and it all came together suddenly at the end. And there was a clever end. I knew there would be, and I was just before the end. I was thinking, well, what will he do? How will he get us out of this one? And I was kind of close, but not quite on it. But there wasn't, with his other books, there's more twists and turns as it goes along. With this one, it not so much so. So that's a shame. I know he said in an interview before he wrote this that he was wanting to write more, and people were asking him to write more, but he was kind of struggling and running out of ideas and things. Maybe he ought to co-write some stuff. Be quite good. And he did do a book of short stories as well, and I had that online, or it's on YouTube maybe. But I found it very difficult. Sometimes when they put these audio things on YouTube, I find it's very difficult to work out where you've got to. And I think I got about halfway through it or something, and then I lost my place, and I didn't want to start again, and I lost my momentum really. But yeah, so I still enjoyed it. So I'm not being critical of Stephen Leather. Still think he's a great writer. I like this series. I like the premise. But this one I enjoyed slightly less than the others. But I will need to check now actually whether I've read the previous two. And that's all I'm going to say. Okay, I'll keep that one short and sweet. Why do I do book reviews anyway? On a channel that's about retroactive jealousy? Well, I do it because with a YouTube channel you have to produce videos on a regular basis, otherwise your channel dies. And I don't just want to make videos about retroactive jealousy for the sake of it. I only like to talk about things when I've got something to talk about. So I talk about a whole bunch of other things. So it's a general interest channel, but the aim and the mission is to support people who have a horrible under-recognised condition called retroactive jealousy. And just by watching this video, especially if you watch it to the very end, it helps YouTube promote all our videos, including the retroactive jealousy ones. And some of those will actually save lives, because it's such a horrible condition that sometimes people can't endure it. But it's also a totally treatable condition, and I can get people on the right path to recover. So you're helping me with that just by watching this video, even though it's about a book by Stephen Leather, and you might not have even heard of Stephen Leather. But there we go. If you've read any Stephen Leather, let me know in the comments what you think, especially if it's if it's Jack Nightingale stuff. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts, and if it's his other stuff, I'd be interested to hear what you think of that, because maybe I'll give it a try. Even though it's not my genre, I might enjoy it. I probably would enjoy it. So have a read of it, but if you've not read any of this series before, start with Nightfall. That's the one to start with. And then you've got a whole bunch of really good novels before you get to this one. And this one's not bad, it's just not as good. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for watching. And I don't know how dusty this book is. I see all the specks of dust and things on it. I feel ashamed. There we go. Catch you in the next one. Put this down. And see you soon. Check out Jack Nightingale. Rangimarie.